Proverbs 24:13. My son, eat honey, for it is good, and the drippings of the honeycomb are sweet to your taste. In my mind, honey and other bee products are superfoods. Now, I know some people are allergic to honey, so definitely be cautious if you are allergic. But I just wanted to do a quick episode about bee products in general. If you want to learn more about honey, you can go to episode 38 where I talk about honey with a guest of mine. Today, I wanted to focus on pollen, bee pollen, propolis, and royal jelly. The reason why I wanted to do this episode is because I was listening to the Dr. Axe show, his podcast, and he had this guest on his show who was talking about bees, and bees are so amazing. Check this out. I'm getting this from the Wellness Mama. This is basically what bees do. They care for newborns who need constant care. They build a house with their own hands. They fight off people trying to break into their home. They're still responsible for normal cooking and cleaning. Everything that they produce is beneficial in some way. Everything is always completely ordered, clean, and functioning. They basically take care of hundreds of babies, all while building a house. So let's talk about bee pollen first. This comes from an article called Bee Pollen Clinical Trials and Patent Applications. Bee pollen is a natural cocktail of floral nectar, flower pollen, enzymes, and salivary secretions produced by honeybees. Here are some health benefits of bee pollen. This comes from Dr. Axe's website. Bee pollen can reduce inflammation. It acts as an antioxidant and may protect against liver toxicity. It can boost the immune system. It can relieve menopausal symptoms. It can promote wound healing and protect the skin. It shows anti-cancer potential. Could help with prostatitis symptoms. Those are just some of the potential health benefits. I'm sure there are many more. If you're going to buy bee pollen, make sure you get bee pollen from a reputable company or local beekeeper that you trust. Try to make sure that the pollen is free from pesticides and that the bee colonies are not treated with chemicals. You can find bee pollen in most health food stores and farmers markets. Ground pollen can be mixed with honey, cottage cheese, or yogurt in a 1:1 to 1:4 ratio. This creates a mixed pollen solution that can be ingested throughout the day. If you're trying to combat a nutrient deficiency, allergies, inflammation, stress, or illness, take 1 teaspoon of mixed pollen 3 times a day. Bee pollen granules are also available. They can be added to yogurt, cereal, and baked goods. You can also add bee pollen to your smoothies. This is something that I did when I was having really bad skin issues. I would throw all these fruits and other ingredients into my smoothie, including bee pollen. The smoothie actually really helped my skin clear up. So, according to Dr. X's website, it's safe for most people to take bee pollen by mouth for a 30 to 60-day period, depending on the dose. A lower dose can be consumed with a bee pollen mixture and is deemed safer. The biggest safety concern are bee pollen allergic reactions, which may be an issue for people who are allergic to pollen. Pregnant women should probably not consume bee pollen. People on blood thinners like warfarin should also avoid eating bee pollen. Now let's talk about bee propolis. All this information is also coming from Dr. Axe's website. Bee propolis is a combination of the bee's saliva and also substances collected from tree buds, sap flows, and other botanical sources. Propolis is used by the bees to seal undesirable small cracks and gaps in the hive, while larger gaps get filled with beeswax. So the propolis protects the bees from invaders like snakes and lizards. In general, raw propolis is made up of approximately 50% resins, 30% waxes, 10% essential oils, 5% pollen, and 5% of various organic compounds. Just like honey, its composition is always going to vary depending upon the exact collection time, collection location, and plant sources. Bee propolis was used by the ancient Egyptians. Egyptians used it in their mummification process. Greeks and Assyrians loved propolis for its wound and tumor healing abilities. So think about how powerful bee propolis is. It's a mixture of different plants, essential oils. It's known as bee glue. So all of these things together are so powerful. I mean, think about the plants and the trees that survive harsh conditions, storms, hurricanes, cold weather, really hot weather. The reason why these trees and certain plants can survive harsh environments is because they're made with powerful substances. Plants have antiviral, antifungal, etc. Properties. So when you think about this combination that has been brought together by the bees, when you really think about it, it makes sense that bee propolis and other bee products are so powerful. So according to Dr. Axe, here are some health benefits. Bee propolis can help combat cancer, can treat candida symptoms, can help stop herpes reproduction, it can prevent and stop colds, it can fight parasites, it can improve fertility for women with endometriosis. I'm not sure which countries in Europe, but certain countries in Europe have been using propolis for a long time, while people like me who live in the US, we don't really hear about it. So you can buy propolis extracts, tinctures, capsules, tablets, powder, sprays, or ointments or creams at health food stores or online. Make sure to follow the label and see your healthcare practitioner if needed. If you are allergic to bee products, you might want to see an allergy specialist first. There's conflicting information about bee propolis for people that have asthma. So definitely, as I always say, pray about it first and see your healthcare practitioner as needed. Next up, let's talk about royal jelly. Royal jelly is a nutritious substance produced by young nurse bees. Once again, this information comes from Dr. Axe's website. The jelly is used in the nutrition of bee larvae and adult queen bees. Royal jelly, in other words, is basically a secretion from the glands of young worker bees. It's the sole food fed to the queen by nurse/worker bees throughout her lifetime and is also fed to all young larvae for the first 3 days after hatching. Royal jelly can support liver, kidney, and pancreatic disease patients. It can possibly boost fertility, balance hormones, and provide digestive and bone support. It can also improve collagen levels for great skin. You can take raw jelly, just raw. You can put in your tea or your smoothie. There are raw jelly capsules. There's freeze-dried royal jelly. There are topical products that you can apply to your skin. Make sure that you're getting high quality royal jelly from a reputable source. According to Dr. Axe's website, there is not enough scientific information to determine a standard dose. It's generally advised to take between 300 to 6,000 milligrams per day of RJ powder capsules while monitoring your reaction. Start with a low dosage. You only need about half a teaspoon per day to gain its many benefits and receive adequate B vitamins. Oh, this is important. It's important to note that several cases of anaphylaxis, asthma, and hemorrhagic colitis have been reported with the use of royal jelly. People who have severe allergic reactions to bee venom should not be given royal jelly. So, as I always say, pray about it first and see your practitioner as needed. Last up is beeswax. This is from the Wellness Mama's website. Bees make beeswax to form the structure of their hive. The bees secrete wax from special glands then chew it up and use it to form a perfect hexagon-shaped honeycomb. Beeswax can create a barrier in lotions and creams to help seal moisture into the skin. This barrier also helps to protect the skin from environmental toxins and irritants. Unlike petroleum jelly, which is used in a large variety of beauty products, beeswax won't suffocate the skin. Instead, it allows it to breathe while still providing a protective barrier. Beeswax helps thicken homemade cosmetics and lotions because it's solid at room temperature. It has a relatively high melting point of 147 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it especially helpful in recipes with lots of coconut oil, which has a low melting point, or other oils that are liquid at room temperature. Beeswax also has vitamin A, which improves skin hydration and promotes cell regeneration. I actually created my own face cream with Wellness Mama's recipe. It has beeswax in it, along with other things that I threw in there. I do think that the beeswax is wonderful for the skin, and I might share the recipe. It's just the batch that I made, it's pretty greasy, so I haven't perfected it yet. But I do think she's right. I think that beeswax is wonderful for the skin. So there you have it, an intro to bee pollen, bee propolis, royal jelly, and beeswax. The Almighty Creator is perfect, and He created bees, and we get amazing products from the bees. Don't forget to go to herholistichealing.com/free to get your free guide, the More Energy Starter Guide, for faith-fueled steps to reclaim your health and peace.